Welcome. This is Residiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy. Okay, I have looked this up on the wiki. Uriel Septim the 7th, 21st ruler of the Empire of Tamriel. This is the Patrick Stewart character. And something I've learned from this wiki, there's a sentence in here that says, okay, so Uriel Septim the 7th, 3E 346 to 433, was the 21st ruler of the Empire of Tamriel through the Elder Scrolls series. Uriel plays a major role, with the Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim being a notable exception. He acts mainly as the catalyst of the events in each game, whether intentionally, such as sending the protagonist of the Elder Scrolls III, Morrowind, known as the Nerevarine, to Morrowind, or indirectly, such as being kidnapped by the character Jagar Tharn, an Imperial battle mage in the first game, the Elder Scrolls Arena. So, I learned quite a bit. And I did not know that the Nerevarine was the player character. So, yes, what we just read is the Patrick Stewart character, and I'm learning things. Reading the books this time, there's a difference between when you read, it's partly why I really love audiobooks. There's a difference between, like, reading where you can skim or skip, and reading out loud, which makes it more measured, and I absolutely absorb more. Okay, Shalador Stone is for the Legacy of the Dragonborn. This is a thing. I'm gonna get lost, and I've only done it once, and I know I got lost then.
I'm pretty sure I woke up saying her name this morning. I don't remember what I was dreaming about, but damn, it left me smiling.
So I never did play Arena, and I really only started playing with Oblivion. I tried Morrowind, but as I said, if you can't give me maps or map locations, I remember really being excited and wanting to play, but just ended up dying too often and getting lost. And I just remember choking a lot. Okay, so I need to go to Labyrinthian, and so I do kind of want to play Morrowind, but I also kind of want to continue to play Skyrim, because the idea of having to see or loot everything and not having markers, what I might end up doing is watching someone's playthrough that knows what they're doing and is on a modded list, because I did load up the Morrowind project and I did play some of it, but it's really disorienting, and so it might not be my thing. And considering Veilguard comes out, according to my timing right about now, in only a month, I'm probably not going to have enough time to finish this and do a Morrowind anything, because I'm going to already be starting another playthrough. I'm going to wait until this playlist is open for modding. Okay, I turned up the volume to do something else. I gotta turn it back down. Okay, so Morrowind and I might be doomed. But considering this book has content from all of the games, so I was unaware that Arena was all the books of Baron Saya, and it looks like the champion, who, as they say, they say it's not known if they're male or female or anything about them. They were just called those. Where am I going? Up, down? Looks like down for this. So I'm certainly absorbing and learning more this time and trying to put the pieces together, doing it badly, but still trying. I do remember just robbing everybody blind in Satan like forever. I remember the guy with the jump boots. I remember, I remember a couple of the starting things from Morrowind, but once it got seriously into moving away from Satan, I was always lost. And I don't learn, so it doesn't get better. I just stayed lost. And there was no such thing as an internet guide at the time. Okay, I just auto-looted some of the stuff that was here. As stated, I have done this before, but it's a maze. Okay, Sigil of Alteration. Cast an Alteration spell. So there was a guide. Alteration takes you, that we read other before. Okay, I got a spell tome. Check to see if I have any other tomes. Okay, I'm just gonna use Mage Light. Which opens the gate. I think these chains are just here after you get in. Hi, Kaidan. To open the way if you're going backward, and it closes. I am no good at mazes. The only thing I know how to do is follow the left wall.
Alright, focus. Don't make an ass of yourself, or worse, bump into places you'd have to be apologising for. Slow and steady.
So I'm going to try doing this honestly. First, I did... Okay, open shutter means you can see through, and also it's going to give you a chance to know that you've already been here. I'm not even sure. I'm going to unstealth for now because I'm... Oh, yeah, and immediately around the corner there's... Yeah, I was talking about like the rat way not being called the skeever way and lost opportunities. Even in the books that we just... Some of the books that we have read, they mention hell instead of using oblivion. So, the shutters will let me know when I've been somewhere. You can also see through.
Everybody's always been scavengers of the two and four-legged kind.
Okay. You found Shadow's Stone. This powerful relic grants a spell which can be used to recharge your magicka, but the stone must be recharged with soul gems periodically by clicking on the stone in your inventory and expending a filled soul gem of your choosing. Okay, so you can use a spell to recharge your magicka, but it needs... okay. So it's essentially if it were an awkward Azura stone for your magicka. Why you wouldn't just make potions of magicka, I don't know. Larger gems yield more uses of the stone, and the stone's power becomes more potent the stronger the user's restoration skill is. Okay, I haven't really tried it. The way they described it doesn't make it seem like something I need if I'm an alchemist. This is a much bigger... Wow. This was a much bigger quest at some point? That's really weird. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to continue on. There is more to it, but that was just the basic quest. So I'm probably just going to send that to the museum because I don't need something. I don't need with an auto potion and okay, so I'm going back the way I came in now. Strange. I know there's more to this. I know there's more to this. But I don't know what they've altered when they redid the quest.
Fair warning.
So I'm going to go back to where I got the stone and see if there's a different exit, which I am not seeing. So if they send me back here, I'll come back and we know how to get in here. But right now, I'm not seeing the follow-up. They may have changed it. Okay, Saints and Sinners. Tells me enemies are nearby. I'm going to just port to the safe house and then port out because I'm not going to run all the way out. If they send us back here, cool. Mazes are not fun for me. And I'm not going to go anywhere without a quest marker. So, especially in there, I've already done it. But the restoration, yes, well, the alteration, I believe. I cast an alteration spell. There are like 3 or 4 more sections for different spell casts. And that's what I did before, but not knowing what they changed in their quest lineup, I'm really not willing to get involved in a maze with no quest marker. That's a death sentence for me. And I don't want to waste an hour of my life. I know the video games are wastes of my time, but in reality, it brought me my husband. If I hadn't played video games, I wouldn't have met him. And I also really, really love stories. So it's how I wish to intentionally waste my time. This is what I want to do. So I don't wish to intentionally waste my time with no payoff. Let's put it like that, shall we?
The Forsworn. They have been around long before the Fourth Era, and they have as much right to live here as anyone.
They do, unless until
they learn to look past their hatred of the Nords, this land will never know peace.
I'm going to go up here and then I'm going to try to remember to go get the shrine. Oh, come on. That's not that hard. Saints and Sinners, which is a long Creation Club quest series. Gives you a good set of gear, teaches you how to make it. Oh no, gives you a good set of dragon scale, full set. Teaches you how to make the Saints and Sinners gear. Ah, look at that arrow. That was cool. Look at that. I like that. Oh god, what did I just do? Kintel's journal. There it is. Even though we no longer raid with the backstabbing seducers, we still work for that wizard Thor. He's been paying us handsomely to turn over Rasad's caravan, looking for any trinkets that seem strange. A week ago, we found a sword unlike anything we've ever seen. Thoron's face lit up when he saw it. This could be it, he said. Something about a bridge. He's probably lost it. No sword is worth how much he's paid us for it. Won't hear us complaining, though. We see Thoron once a month so he can have a look at our spoils. Everything he doesn't want, we split and sell. Nice and clean. When we're done, he skulks off back to that lair of his in solitude. What he does there is anyone's guess. I'm sorry to see that arrow go. Gonna get hit by it. That was a great. Alright, we're gonna read more journals while we're here. Salonis' journal, 14th of last seed 4E130. Our guild has been commissioned to capture and restrain a renegade blades captain. Many tall tales have spoken of his cruelty and malice, some even claiming he's part serpent. In addition to bearing the arms of his former employees, it is said that he wields an Akaviri weapon of dark magic. The combination makes him quite formidable. Thankfully, the guild has great experience in dealing with such things, and we will win the day. Salonis' Journal, Volume 2. First of Evening Star 4E130. We've secured a location that will serve us well. An old, partially abandoned smuggler's hideout in Riften. Okay, this is from the quest where we got the Dawn Fang. One of the council members, Sashal Gatharian, has done prior business with the inhabitants and pointed us in their direction. It was a prudent choice, as these small band of unsavory entrepreneurs seem more than happy to assist us with our venture, for they have a love of gold above all else. With this much aid, building our trap should be accomplished reasonably quickly. Once this is done, we will bring her remains to us and draw our spider out. Thanks. Salonis' Journal, Volume 3. 2nd of Morningstar 4E131. What was done cannot be undone. We did what we set out to do, and our commission was fulfilled, but at such a horrid cost for all of us. Together we endeavored to lay a trap here with the aid of the inhabitant smugglers and ensnare him. Knowing something of his past, we brought with us the remains of his dear departed wife, hoping that this alone would lure him into our grasp. Our plan worked, but something went horribly wrong. Perhaps it was a mishap of our magic or the deeper magic of the weapon he wielded. I know not which with any certainty. All I know is that for some reason our enchantment caused his being to divide, and we suddenly found ourselves caught in a battle with three, where there had once been one. But with great effort we managed to separate and contain these divisions within the chambers of this vault. But this was a small victory, if any at all, for I have yet to determine the true cost of it. I know not how many of my guild survived this deed, for I cannot break the seals to these doors without undoing all that we have achieved. All I can do is await their return and pray. There is at least some comfort in knowing that our foe can no longer wield his blade, for he and the magical shield are one. He is bound to it. He is now both its prisoner and its guardian. 23rd of Morningstar 4E131. Alas, our casualties were too high. For although we have trapped him here in this vault, it is now clear to me that only I, and one other, may live to tell this tale. However, there is no time to grieve the loss of our guild, for we must seal this place shut and report to the council at once. They must be informed of what has happened here. My colleague is severely wounded, but hopefully he has strength yet to assist me, for we must not fail. Okay. Okay. It bounced off me. That's kind of awesome.
Once again, that went very well.
I haven't had to heal myself much. Restoration only to 40. Alright, there was a shrine somewhere around here. Let me see if there's anything else to get. There it is. So yeah, my evil character kind of hates it when other people talk. He's a good listener, but doesn't. It's sort of like the, remain silent. If you were given that option in everything, my evil characters would take it. They don't care about baby chicks. They're bright and annoying. And would probably taste good. So it's a very, very different vibe. Now, if I want to get a different experience, then yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking I'm going to have to do. Male character, different race, because the reactions to a different races. So probably a dark elf, probably a Dunmer. Shrine of Ebenorm. Forgotten by most, Ebenorm the Black Knight was a protector of warriors and enemy of the Daedra. If you're a follower, you get improved attacks against Daedra, and the tenets are to slay Daedra, defeat epic foes, complete miscellaneous quests for the people of Skyrim. Those skilled in block are most deserving of my favor. Okay. Hey. That is one benefit of third person that I'm discovering is spinning around and seeing things doesn't take as much damn time. I might get the hang of first person if I keep that in mind. It's easier to, like if you're fighting a dragon and it's all over the sky, if you're in third person, let me see. Still kind of in the way. Yeah. A lot to do, people. A lot to figure out. Alright. Okay, locate the Seducer's bandit camp. Now, some of these I'm going to do a step of, and it's going to jump right to the top of the list, and then I'm going to leave it to come around again, and then some of them I'm just going to finish. Going to depend on whether I remember to scroll all the way to the top of the list or not. So Saints and Seducers, oh, I love that code so much. Saints and Seducers is very good beginning content. At least if I recall, none of these guys are like too hard or unkillable. Yeah, you can chase me. I don't care. Just get sick of me and leave. I'm tired of your bullshit dragons. I'm so sick of dragon souls! And maybe it'll attack the seducers, who knows. Yeah, I just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You fuck
I don't
right
like seeing
off.
myself take up an eighth of, what, a sixth of the screen?
Give up!
Yeah, I'm never gonna get used to it. It would take a lot. Okay, set of Dark Seducer armor. Something that I have to remember, this is another quest that can get bugged by the Legacy of the Dragonborn Museum. There's a final step where you can go speak to someone about the stuff that you found, but if you don't have... Okay, Seducer's Bandit Leader. If you don't have the stuff that you found, you just dead end there. It might still bug, I might have already put too much of it away. Dark work this. Can't read the next until it scrolls. But does it ever pay well? Once every few days, a merchant comes galloping through, defenseless as a babe. We seducers always do our good deed and lighten their load before we let them pass. It's the least we can do. Moving north was the best thing we ever did. Leave Rasad to the milk drinkers of Whiterun, or as they call themselves, the Saints. They're probably still hounding him on the road to Markarth. Svarag is behind on his visit. I wonder if his path from the west was more treacherous than usual. We need a change in our fortunes. If we don't get paid soon, I fear the others might not stay much longer. Hopefully, this new lead pans out. Okay, we're probably gonna have to kill a dragon now. Bandit's notes on hidden treasure. An exotic treasure is said to be hidden in Crystal Drift Cave. Heard it from a coinless trader trying to save his own skin. Going to send a few to see if his story checks out. If the story's true, we need to be sure the Saints don't find it first. Our benefactor will be pleased. Okay, so yeah, it sends you all over the place. Wow, my cloak is having a day. It sends you all over the place. Here's another pet, the demented elytra nymph. That's funny, it didn't even give me the option to open it myself. Hey, little guy, you weren't hurt, are you? Wanna come with me? Alright, let's go. Wait for me at home. Golden Hills Plantation. Okay. I have to remember to dragon rend.
You bastard!
And miss. And I did not remember that. Vintaruth. Level 50 dragon. Level 10. Yeah, you didn't have much chance. They might just be added. Since I've got the moon in mind, let me see if these dragons are added by Legacy to Dragonborn.
Just imagine if you're sick of that one. Sorry, big moment. Once in a while in the children's.
Oh, that looks like base game. Named leveled dragon found in the wilds of Skyrim. His name means Shine Hammer Rage. Okay. Base game.
Feeling alright? You don't look well at all.
Oh. What disease do I have? Witbane. Well, damn it.
Take the day off. Let me pamper you and show you how much I love you. Everything else can fucking wait.
So yeah, I'm gonna test the list, the new testy list that I have now, but I'm gonna have to fix a lot of stuff. Oh wow, I just passed by someone.
Close enough.
There's a lot of stuff to do. I think I want to play a male character of a different race, but my only issue there is that the Skyrim outfit system doesn't work as well with guys. Since I love Kaidan's mod so much, maybe I'll just bring him with me while I'm evil and a...
I know I heard something.
evil and a vampire just to see what content they have in there. Svarig's journal. We continue to do the bidding of Thorin, our wealthy benefactor. Though our relationship has taken a turn for the worse, he still pays exceedingly well and continues to ask us to pillage the trade caravans as they pass, searching for anything we can find that seems off or has even a hint of magic. Thorin is a powerful conjurer, but also completely insane. He has become increasingly unhappy with our spoils as of late. I suspect that the vainglorious saints have done something to gain his favor. We've all become fearful of what might happen if we meet him next month and he disapproves of our spoils. If you ask me, all that time he spends holed up in those sewers has finally turned his brains upside down. He seems to really like those tongs and rusty calipers we brought him a few months back. All we need is to find the right piece of junk that he thinks will help him breach the gap he keeps going on about, and we'll have full coin purses once again. Okay, well, it looks like I might have done the basic job.
Afraid of
Another
Stentor
dragon?
while you've got
No,
nothing
it's
on the
an
Dragonborn.
Okay, so yeah, it's a good non-buggy quest series. Lots of stuff, good sets of gear, not too hard to kill. There are, you know, a couple of people. Oh, look, it's a Sheogorath. Little makeshift shrine. It's kind of cute. That's a cute little. It's a nice little point. I'm going to discover this fishing spot. Okay. Activate the Ethereum Dynamo Activator. Okay, well, at least we've discovered. If I can do it yet. Nope. Ethereum Dynamo Core required. Okay. So yeah, I'm having like Paragon, female, and Kaidan is a very good combination. A really good roleplay combination. To find a good evil roleplay combination, I'm gonna need to do a lot more work. And there is one outfit I adore for men in it's about one of the only things I wear if I play a guy. Detlef outfit from the Divine Elegance store is just amazing on men. I like Kaidan's armor, it suits him, but if I have a male follower, I almost always make them wear Detlef, because why not? Kaidan has actually recommended that we bring along Eric, and they'll talk to each other, but I'm not sure I'm
That
into
human
it.
flesh you're carrying is starting to stink. Is it portions or dinner?
So it's
Ugh.
Serana doesn't make a good follower because she's too nice, also because she does necromancy and she's a caster, and those things just create so many bugs. Janasa sounds good. She can't heal. Takata is a good healer, but her scripting is buggy. What is... Oh, it's a little cask of gems, look. Oh, that's cool. Little usable strongbox. Oh, okay. But vigilant as a vampire, maybe with sacrosanct, I think the issue that I was having was trying to patch sacrosanct along with race menu to get a decent male body. I wasn't able to do it, but it would be a good challenge. From the Memory Stone of Makela Lakai by Makela Lecky, Diary of Lecky, a Red Guard warrior and master of Ansai. This is a faithful reproduction of the thoughts recorded by Makela Lecky's Memory Stone, found in the Bankerai Pass in the year of reckoning 1E 973. 7 years before the fall of Orsinium, due to the combined efforts of the armies of Daggerfall, Sentinel. 7 years before the fall of Orsinium, due to the combined efforts of the armies of Daggerfall, Sentinel, and the Order of Diagno. Almost all of this is in the first person, as Makela was unfamiliar with the protocols and scholarly formalities of recording herself into a memory stone. Nonetheless, her heroism and heroic deeds live on, her memories fresh in the stone for all to feel and hear. I wonder if this will really work. The Mages Guild took me for 25,000 gold crowns, as if it doesn't. Imagine, this stone will record my thoughts. What did they say? Just unwrap it from the silver foil, another bag, and as soon as it touches my flesh, it will begin to record. Ah, the pain! I must block it out. No one would want to hold my stone and hear my thoughts if I let it record my pain. Thank the Ebenarm and the training I received in the Hall of the Virtues of War, I can block out this pain. There. It's walled off. Yes, I can still see it there, just beyond my consciousness, lurking like a hungry wolf. A wolf that will soon consume me. I see also my inevitable death from these damned wounds. No potions left. The healing crystal and ring are used up, and me, not even magic enough to light a candle. But the gods did give me other gifts. The gift of sword singing, the thrill of battle. Friend our Hundig's Book of Circles, the way of the sword. But then, that is my story. I get ahead of myself. I am Makela Lecky, a warrior, a sword singer, a second-level Ansai. In my cradle I could form the Shahai, spirit sword, the mystical blade, mind-formed of pure thought, serpents intertwined with vines of roses to form the blade, as beautiful as... But I'm about to tell you all about that, to tell you my story, a story of valiant battles, all my loves, all my wars, betrayal, and of this last glorious victory. To tell you of how I came to this distant lonely pass, me and 5 companions, to fight these men and monsters, to defeat the army that would fall on my people like cowards in the night. But again, I get ahead of myself. I am a simple warrior. I grew up as a maiden of the spirit blade. As early as I can remember, I wanted to be a singer, to feel the hunger of the blade in my hands, to feel it come alive and take my enemies. I'm told our people were artisans and poets long ago in our desert homes. Here in the new home now known as Hammerfell, many of us have returned to those ancient ways. But to me there is but one way, the way of the sword. This is hard to tell. I grew up in my noble family, the only one of 3 brothers and 2 sisters that felt the calling, the song of the sword. Father understood, for he too had felt the call. He had become a master, an Ansai long before, settling down on our estate to raise a family. At 11, I entered the Hall of the Virtues of War and joined the Maidens of the Spirit Sword. In my hand there were just 6 of us. In my band there were 6 of us. Daring Julia, solid Patia, big Kati, svelte Celia, wise Zell, and me. All are gone now, save me, and soon I will join them. Join them in the halls of the unknown gods of war. We drank together, we fought, we wept, we grew in the way of the sword. We joined in our learnings in the hall with our brothers of the blade, learning from each other We all sat at the feet of the Hallmaster, striving to learn the depths of the Shahai, making the spirit blade into a real weapon, as Frander Hundig had. Only a few have the purity of heart and virtue to be able to take the step and learn the mysteries of Ansai, sword, sainthood. Somehow, of all the brothers of the maidens, I only possessed. Somehow, of all the brothers and the maidens, I only possessed the unique qualities, the faint but strong enough flicker of magica to call forth the Shahai. Many times I called it. Seldom would it become substantial enough to be a weapon. To be an Ansai of the first level, you just need to be able to call it, and that I could. So I became the first Ansai from our local hall in 2 generations. Oh, I have so much to tell, so many memories, so many treasures to share with you, my unknown companion. How do I start? The pain is still out there, lurking hungrily, slowly consuming what's left of me. I guess I'd better tell of the final battle, the one that has left me here. And then if I have the will left to tell you of my life, of my love, Ralph. Oh, what a lad he was, what times we shared. Ebon arm. Forgive me, my mind wanders. Let me go to the final battle. To start, in the middle. Huh. Yes. We maidens grew, learned, and mastered the way upon completing the walkabout. To you who are not singers, this is a wilderness trek emulating the times of Frandar Hundig, where we each wander the countryside righting wrongs, defeating monsters, performing quests in the name of virtue. Some of us in our hall took years to finish. Always there is danger. We 6 maidens each returned in our own good time, but many are they who do not live to return to the walkabout. To return from the walkabout. We returned each to our own lives, to meet in the hall once a week to tell our stories to the new maidens and brothers, and to perform as instructors in the way of the sword. All was well until the night of the mid-year festival. All of our people were reveling and, enjoying the repast, but for we 6 maidens, it happened that the festival day fell on our day of meeting in the hall, our day of prayer and fasting in honor to the way of the sword. As we met late into the night, a knocking rang on our door. When I opened it, there was a guardian from the Bankerai Pass, wounded and near death. He told us of betrayal from the north, an invasion sponsored by Hyrak, led by King Shwal of Daggerfell, our ally in the war with Arsinium. Quickly we used up a crystal of healing and restoring him to vitality. We sent him on to the king, while we 6 grabbed our weapons and armor of power and as many potions, marks, and crystals and rings as we could carry. We flew to the pass, hoping upon hope that we would not be too late. Our journey was not in vain, for we arrived just at the very point where the last 3 guardians were overwhelmed by the horde. Into the pass we ran, forming the old battle line, 6 abreast. Oh, did we fight! The song of the sword was a joyous note, slicing through the ranks of evil. We fought for hours. Julia was the first to fall, a cowardly, poisoned dagger finding a rent in her armor. And one by one, all fell, save me. Oh, cruel ebon arm. Then my beloved sword, the sword of my father, the one with the serpent's crest fashioned by the master swordsman Singer Tansal, broke in my hands. All was lost, our 6 lives spent in vain. Now many, many of them would pour through the pass. I would be easy prey for them, like a newborn child. I wept in frustration. Then I remembered the hearth of our home, the book, Frandar Hundig's Book of Circles, the way of strategy. I reached for Shahai, the spirit sword, that which I could never reliably form when I needed it, and behold, it was alive with fire. It formed in my hand, ablaze with power. I slew mightily, right and left like a scythe through wheat. All the way to the Lord of Daggerfell I fought. With one blow I cut his magical armor asunder, one more took his head. But to do that deed cost me dearly, wounds by the dozen, for although I had magical armor, it was not formed of spirit like my blade. It was not as invincible as my blade or my own spirit, and I was sorely wounded. With the felling of King Shwal, his army crumbled. They fled before my wrath. All ran back through the pass, not even pausing to collect their dead and wounded. All who could stand ran for their lives, and I slew all I could reach, but my breath was coming short. and pain. Finally, I rested on this rock where you find me now. I don't know why I chanced to bring this stone along. I bought it on a whim, really, with the loot from... well, I guess I need to really stop and tell my story in order. I feel able to go on to tell you more. The eternal night is descending more slowly than I thought. Not just yet am I ready to compose my death poem. A little sip of water and... well, I think I will go back and tell you of my life. Maybe some details about the battle and... oh yes, about relief and our children. Where will I start? I am a simple warrior. I grew up as a maiden of the spirit blade. As early as I can remember. Yeah, restoration. I'm not up on my mods. I really don't need it much, so it's not as critical as other skills. I'm gonna return to Rasad, finish Saints and Seducers. Oh, he's in the middle of nowhere, huh? Okay. By the time I travel here, he may be somewhere else, because they might be on the road. But yeah, restoration was much easier in Oblivion. I love the fact that you could make a spell that would do 1 point of damage to you and then heal 1 point of damage, making it possible to earn the skill much faster. So I usually just let that go naturally. I suppose I could pay. I've got over 1 million gold just in my inventory, don't I? Let me check. Yeah, 1,100,000 and change. I've got plenty of money to train skills, but I you know, some of them I just like getting. It's gonna take a while.
Khajiit welcomes you, and also your coin.
I've taken care of the Saints and Seducers.
Excellent. And now, please, accept this token of appreciation.
I'm not sure what the reward is. Oh my god, he gave me 300 septums. All of that. Okay.
May your road lead you to warm
So
sands.
basically the reward isn't the 300 septums. It's the gear, pets, and stuff that you get along the way. I'm going to discover this fishing spot. I am going to need to know the fishing spots at some point. It's going to come up. The angler acquaintances is going to come up on my list. Okay, well that was... Okay, investigate Crystal Drift Cave. Okay, yeah, if I go up there, I'm way up in the mountains. Let me go to the rift. What enemies are nearby? Something is upsetting my bow. Probably heard something. Weirdly, we just did a genetic test on our dogs, and we thought Bo was a doe beagle, half Doberman Pinscher, and half beagle. But it turns out he's beagle and like 50 other dogs, none of which are Doberman Pinscher. He was a rescue. I guess they didn't do a genetic test, which I didn't even know was a thing until about a month ago. But yeah, he's got like some Chihuahua in him. He's got like rat terrier. But he's like a Doberman Pinscher sized dog. So he's got a bunch of like little dog brain and big dog body, explaining some of his behavior. But turns out my other dog, which we knew was Australian cattle dog, also turns out to be like half beagle.
I will protect you, Dragonborn.
Proving that beagles end up being adopted and abandoned or surrendered, often because they're just tough animals.
You have a death wish?
But they turn out to be genetically much closer than we knew. I can't see a fucking thing.
Skyrim boys, to the north! Ah! This is not fun!
You're not gonna like how this ends.
Ready to die today!
You fucking cunt.
Shit!
Someone is standing right behind me, or someone is plinking me with arrows. Yeah, there's 3 of you guys. Alright. Find out as soon as you're
Will be your own.
Yep. There you go.
Up yours!
Are you still fighting, or was that just a general fuck you to the world? Alright, I'm going this way now. Yep, still fighting.
You will win this!
Dagon danglies.
Oh my god, another dragon in the dark.
Apologies in advance.
Beautiful sky. What is that over there? Dark light tower. All lit up, not so dark. Or maybe that's the pathway to Urkund. Or it's the road. Oh, it's the road. Yeah, it's like this road all lit up. That's cool.
You look at home.
So I did try to do a decent version of finding good vampire homes for evil vampire characters, but none of them seem to be. It reminded me of that because there is one that's placed right near this cave, and it's just they're just too far away to use as a regular base. You can actually put. I saw you can put a coffin in. Legacy of the Dragonborn bed. It's kind of awesome. I need amber from here, don't
You lost me footing back there. This place.
Gadnor's last wishes. Gadnor, my trusted friend. Sorry, it's blocked. And companion has been laid to rest. I built a shrine to watch over him and bring peace to weary travelers. The few riches Gadnor possessed in his life, his most prized was a warhammer made of jagged crystal he famously won in a coin toss. After months of research, he came to believe this hammer was some sort of otherworldly treasure. Shortly before his passing, it was his wish that it be hidden away until one who has walked the Shivering Isles emerges to retrieve it. Oh yeah, I'm going to need madness, horror, and amber. Yes. I have followed his instructions to the letter, and a powerful illusion spell now obscures it. To break the spell, one must first acquire pieces of what supposedly make up the weapon itself. Amber and madness ore. Such things, if they actually exist, would be great treasures in their own right. If the enchantment is correct, only by placing the ores into the embers near Gadnor's body will the spell be broken. If Gadnor is not mad, perhaps one day this peerless weapon will find its way into worthy hands once again.
Treacherous.
Alright, I don't know if this Shrine of Kinnereth counts toward Winter Sun display, but I'm gonna see. Hello, Peter. Did you do a good thing and go bark at things in the yard? Yeah? Okay, Peter. I'm pretty sure I kept Amber. I'm not sure if I have Madness or... Oh, for goodness sake. Sorry, I'm trying to steer with one hand while petting a dog with the other. Place Amber and Madness or... Oh, I got it. Okay. Yeah, I saved it. I kept my Amber. Good for me. Good memory, sweetheart.
Silence.
Nerve Shatter. Deals 30 shock damage to health
Always
and
feel
magic.
it's waiting and holding its breath.
I think the cave is small. Oh no. There's more. It's not marked as cleared. Okay.
You're a fine shot with that ball.
I'm not seeing a door there. Oh, there we go. Yeah. No, that's the same door. Yep. Yep. It's not marked as cleared, but I can't find a door. I suppose if there's a quest associated, I'll be back.
I'm in no mood for this fucking.
Oh, hey. These guys were waiting for us.
Ian, that went very well.
Over the edge, okay, creation content, suicide at Dragon Bridge. This body can be buggy and hard to find. And sometimes, I mean, it's a body in the water. It moves around, and sometimes it has moved around a lot. And sometimes if you make landscape changes, it's not there. So we'll see. I've had troubles. Okay, good. It's here. Good. Guard's notes on Eldepius. I'm beginning to suspect Eldepius is not who he claims to be. He seems rather old for a new recruit, but it wasn't until he started asking about a bandit informant that I began to suspect something was amiss. Still, I would have forgiven this as natural curiosity had he not asked to meet him, so I checked with the list of garrison. So So I checked with the list of the garrison, and no one by the name Aldupius is on it. I don't know who he is, but he's not a member of the guard. He's stationed at Dragonbridge at the moment. When my shift is over, I'm going to confront him about it. No.
Come on in. Just go for Take a seat and get the cold out.
Aldebius's confession. I should have made sure the body sunk to the bottom of the river, but in my old age I've gotten sloppy. I guess I should come clean. My real name is Palladius. I'm a bandit. At least, I used to be until our group was betrayed by one of our own. I started this whole charade because I wanted to know who, but to be honest, it doesn't matter anymore. There was never any honor among thieves. I lost what little claim I had to it the day I joined Tyra's crew. So this, there's a whole, if I'm right, Calvin! Hi, sweetheart. There's a bunch of stuff. Isn't Tyra like Crimson Dirks? I'm not as, educated about the Crimson Dirks line, if they're all made by the same mod maker, if they start in several different places, but it just looks like there's a bunch of items and a bunch of quests in the world done with the Crimson Dirks. So I'm not sure if this is Tyra making it Crimson Dirks, making it
Thought I heard something.
all connected. Essentially, you get an armor set.
God, no! Sick.
Retrieve the armor. Okay. Okay. Over the okay, so yeah, that the whole thing is just
I'll just be back.
a lot of the Creation Club is different appearances for different sets of armor, so you can enchant them. It's made mostly moot by my appearance here. Yeah, so I have the Blades armor. I have the Bosmer set. Dark Seducer. And Ebony Mage. Einarjar. Golden Saints. I probably already... Yeah, I've got the rest of the set here, but I probably already displayed the other ones. And these can be displayed, at least the majority of them can be displayed. I know the Saints and Seducers is... you can see it's got a little check mark for the Dragonborn Museum. I'm going to go see what this shrine over here is. Oh, it's autumn! Loretus, one hearthfire. We can see the changing. When the sun comes up, it will be autumn. The trees are turning gold, and the grass is brown. Oh yeah, you can see immediately the seasons changing, even before the light fully comes up. So we've made it from the first month of spring, first month of autumn, altar of Zen. While the elven deity Zen, the wood-elven god of agriculture and toil, is similar to but distinct from the imperial Zenithar. If you're a follower, you have improved potions and food while praying, and the tenets are to bribe people as needed, harvest the fruits of nature, eat as much food as you want. Those skilled in speech are most deserving of my favor. And yeah, the blessing is that alteration costs 10% less. Oh, look how pretty. Who are you guys?
Move along.
Okay, I don't have any reason to interrupt them. Oh, I'm so happy to see that seasons just transition beautifully. Look at that. I don't play much in autumn, so we'll have to see if there are a lot of missing textures. I did a bunch of spot checks, but of course, I can't see the entire world. I have a cup of coffee, because I want to stay up and see the first day of fall. Yesterday was actually the autumn equinox in the real world. And today I get my first day of fall here. Nice. Alright, I'm going to move around a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so I've been holding Magrath's skull and Sivdir's amulet for a while in my inventory. Let's go to Sivdir's respite. I don't know why I just got a vanilla Dragonborn screen, but alrighty. Yeah, here you can see the color of the grass has changed. It's winter up here, always. So it's going to be colder in the northern spots. It's still usually winter, but there's going to be more weather, more snow on the ground. Things changing. All the grass has changed. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. I usually don't make it to this part of the game. I can start the game here. Look at the pygmy mammoths down in the tundra. Ah, I love it. Okay, so this is more Creation Club. Sivdir's respite here. I will have, persuaded, I think it's Lars Battleborn, the little kid, to give me his amulet to do this. And gotten Magrath's skull, if I'm correct, that's from
Someone there?
the Barrow, Iverstead. These are like the weakest cultists. Okay. Those two items will give me
I was just
the
doing
ability
what I
to
do
open
best.
the doors here.
Thank you, Lord, for saving me.
You're welcome, honey. I'm so glad you appreciate it. Arania's notes on Sivdir's tomb. 7 Suns Height. I have arrived. The entrance in Sivdir's tomb remains impressively intact. I hope that the interior remains equally well preserved. That is, assuming Titus Mede II elected not to pillage the entire ruin over 2 decades ago when Goldbrand was allegedly returned to Sivdir's side. One can only hope he exercised restraint. It appeared that the burial chamber is locked using an ancient mechanism system, and only by placing the correct objects on the pedestals flanking the chamber's entrance will the path open. Fascinating. I must research where to find the relics required to open the chamber. I shall return when I have more answers. So we found her corpse at Boethiah's shrine. 23rd Sun's Height. The inscriptions relate to 2 ancient relics. The first is Sivdir's amulet, inscribed with the symbols of his rank and other honorifics. The second is the skull of Sivdir's betrayer and lifelong enemy, Magrathi. Sivdir, never having exacted revenge in his time, now calls out to us from beyond to defile his enemy's resting place and place the skull near his sacred burial chamber as a sort of trophy. Morbid, but not uncommon for the period. I now go and search through the relics that will lead to the opening of the tomb. I have left my notes where I conducted my research in the Arcanium in the College of Winterhold. If some ill fate were to befall me, perhaps another may continue the search. Right, so that's what I'm saying. When you found her notes in the Arcanium, you used to be attacked by Boethiah's cultists. I think they changed the quest because it was just that was crazy.
Is it potions or dinner?
So I have Magrath's skull. I have Sivdir's amulet. And we can go in. I know I've been here a couple times, but I don't know. I don't remember if it's tough. Ooh, high level. Wait a minute, did I miss something? Conjuration? No. No. Oh. Can't pickpocket you. You're a dragon. If I remember correctly, in the final tomb you get like locked in or something. I don't exactly remember this. Is that good? Oh no, I'm thinking of some place in Solstheim.
Alright, folks, don't make an ass of yourself. Or worse, bumping into places you'd have to be apologising for. Slow and steady now.
Okay. Retrieve gold brand. Think something's gonna happen. Forged by the dragons of the North, gold brand lends its wielder the ability to deal fire damage. Okay. I'm shocked that Draugr were here all along. Anyone? Anyone else? Okay. Yes.
So, you know that slab of cheese?
Okay.
When are you gonna shiv a slice and give me a piece?
Just cracks me up that he says the slab of cheese shit thing in such a sexy, attempted voice. Okay. We are, I believe, oh, looks like that guy's gonna start something if we turn around, doesn't it? How do I get up? Huh. This is bugging me. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. I thought I was impressive with a bow. I didn't expect to find my equal in archery. But you shoot like death itself.
I don't know. I don't know how to get out. Okay, that's there. That will close that. Jeez.
I learned a trick for drawing a bowstring that lets the arrow go further. Next time we
got to be away, yes?
Wait, shit.
Sometimes you can
help.
turn a candlestick.
I'll help you
or...
adjust your arm so you see,
no,
see what I mean? Yeah.
There's nothing in there. Nothing in there. Okay.
Let's do this.
harder early game if you get stuck in an animation because you don't have enough mana.
I am pretty awesome.
Yeah, you are. Okay. Okay, let's see if this... Yeah, that's just the glow of an arrow. They're empty. They don't have any quest items.
I'm pretty sure I woke up seeing her name this morning.
I love the changing seasons. That's so cool. Okay. Huh. Weird. I'm not seeing my mouse. There we go. No, that is not where we are. Yes, that is where we are. Okay.
Oh, back's hurting a bit. Maybe he'll give me a massage later on.
Yeah. Still don't know how to navigate in third person. I just ran behind a door. I don't like that. Okay. Lives of the Saints. If you would be wise, model your lives on the lives of the saints. If you would learn valor, follow Saint Nerevar the Captain, patron of warriors and statesmen. Lord Nerevar helped to unite the barbarian Dunmer tribes into a great nation, culminating in his martyrdom when leading the Dunmer to victory against the evil Dwemer and the traitorous House Dagoth in the Battle of Red Mountain. If you would learn daring, follow Saint Veloth the Pilgrim, patron of outcasts and spiritual seekers. Saint Veloth, prophet and mystic, led the Dunmer out of the decadent home country of the Somerset Isles and into the promised land of Morrowind. Saint Veloth also fought the difference taught the difference between good and bad Daedra, and won the aid of the good Daedra for his people while teaching how to carefully negotiate with the bad Daedra. There are good Daedra. If you would learn generosity, follow St. Rilms the Barefooted, patron of pilgrims and beggars. St. Rilms gave away her shoes, then dressed and appeared as a beggar to better acquaint herself with the poor. If you would learn self-respect and respect for others, follow St. Aralor the Penitent, patron of tanners and miners. This foul criminal repented his sins and traveled a circuit of the great pilgrimages on his knees. If you would learn mercy and its fruits, follow St. Saran the Merciful, patron of brewers, bakers, distillers. This pure virgin of modest aspect could heal all diseases at the price of taking the disease upon herself. Tough-minded and fearless, she took on the burdens of others and bore those burdens to an honored old age. If you would learn fierce justice, follow St. Felms the Bold, patron of butchers and fishmongers. This brave warlord slew the Nord invaders and drove them from our lands. He could neither read nor write, receiving inspiration directly from the lips of Amsivi. If you would learn pride of race and tribe, follow St. Roris the Martyr, patron of furnishers and caravaneers. Captured by Argonians just before Arnesian War, Roris proudly refused to renounce the tribunal faith and withstood the cruel tortures of Argonian sorcerers. Vengeance and justice for the martyred St. Roris was the rallying cry of the Arnesian War. If you would learn the rule of law and justice, follow St. Olms the Just, patron of chandlers and clerks. Founder of the Ordinators, St. Olms conceived and articulated the fundamental principles of testing, ordeal, and repentance. If you would learn benevolence, follow St. Delin the Wise, patron of potters and glassmakers. St. Delin was head of House Indoril, a skilled lawyer and author of many learned treatises on tribunal law and customs. If you would learn the love of peace, follow St. Maris the Peacemaker, patron of farmers and laborers. As a little girl, St. Maris showed healing gifts and trained as a healer. She ended a long and bloody house war, intervening on the battlefield in her white robe to heal warriors and spellcrafters without regard to faction. The troops of all house. I don't understand what that means. I don't know if it's supposed to be plural or all house something else. Adopted white robes as her standard and refused to shed the blood of their brethren. The bloody house war. The troops of all house. So there's a house of house. Really? If you would learn reverence, follow St. Lothus the Pious, patron of tailors and dyers, contemporary and companion of the tribunal, and the best-loved Alma Rula of the tribunal temple. He formulated the central rituals and principles of the new temple faith. St. Lothus is the symbolic mortal bridge between the gods and the faithful and the archetypal priest. Lost Legends. This is the Galder legend. I already have one of the Galder shards. Lost Legends of Skyrim by Taskar the Elder, Archivist of Winterhold. The history of Skyrim is vast, predating even the most ancient records of men and mer. Much has been lost, fallen to the ravages of war or the turning of the ages, but nothing is ever truly forgotten. Where no records exist, legend and folk tales offer us a key to the past, a way to piece together truths half remembered in the minds of men. For generations, the people of Morthal have told whispering tales of the Pale Lady, a ghostly woman who wanders the northern marshes, forever seeking her lost daughter. Some say she steals children who wander astray, others that her sobbing wail strikes dead all those who hear it. But behind these tales may lie a kernel of truth, for ancient records speak of Omriel, a mysterious figure Ysgrimar's heirs battled for decades and finally sealed away. Reachmen tell the story of Fel and Red Eagle, an ancient king who rallied his people and drove back the armies of Cyrodiil with a flaming sword. Though accounts vary, they too seem to be based on an underlying truth. The imperial chronicles of Empress Hestra mention a rebel leader of that era who was eventually cornered and slain in battle at the cost of a full legion of men. But some tales prove far harder to analyze. Among scholars, perhaps the best known is the forbidden legend of the Archmage Galder. In the dawning days of the First Era, the story goes, there lived a powerful wizard by the name of Galder. Wise and just, he was well known in the courts of King Harold and the Jarls of Skyrim, and his aid and counsel were sought by man and mer alike. and then he was murdered. Some say one of his sons killed him. Others that King Harold, jealous of his power, gave the order. But Galdur's 3 sons fled into the night, pursued by a company of Harold's best warriors and the Lord Gearmund, the king's personal battle mage. A great chase ensued from the wilds of the Reach to the glacial north. One brother is said to have perished in the ruins of Folgenther at the foot of Solitude. The others were run to ground soon thereafter. And once it was done, King Harold ordered every record of their murders destroyed, and Galdur's name and deeds were struck from the rolls of history. Even today, few sources remain, and no bard will tell the tale, but perhaps the truth yet remains in some ancient ruin waiting to be unearthed, for nothing is ever truly forgotten. Things are forgotten all the time. I'm just going to read the Lusty Argonian made folio. I pulled it out. Folio edition to the Arano family. This is what I rescued. I rescued this off the ship, the coast of the ship in Solstheim for Lady Arvane. When I showed up on your doorstep in Morrowind that day, I expected to be thrown back into the street and cast aside like some sort of vermin. Instead, you offered me into the warmth and safety of your home. For that, I will be eternally grateful. Please accept this rare folio edition of my work as a sign of appreciation for your kindness. Crassius Curion. And this book is like, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be reading all of these books individually when I get to it, but sorry, that's hilarious. Okay, this can go back into the museum. Okay, cool. Alright, fine. Evidently, oh, so this is, yeah, this is a Radiant mission, for the Dawn Guard. I don't think I've ever done one of these. We've already met the guy. I haven't found the proof, so let's go find it. I'm not sure how many Radiant missions I'm going to pick up. I think I picked this one up by mistake. Yep, we're getting into real Skyrim weather here. And now the quest marker's gone.
I'm Scald's housecarl, and head of his guard in Dawn's. My only aim is to keep the peace.
Scald, if you don't mind, sir, I have a request.
You have a request of me, Bulfric? This should be interesting.
Well, I was thinking, sir, with the war going on and all, maybe I could enlist, fight the Imperials.
A servant? Enlisting in the Stormcloaks? Oh, Bulfric. That's why I like having you about. Oh, you're always
Scald
good
is
for a
very
laugh.
vocal about his hatred of the Empire.
Yes, sir, that's me, the oafish servant.
Oh, frick. Stab this man and run away.
Dumb as you look.
Just
The
a servant
tenacity
of Scald the
Imperial
Elder,
Legion is legendary.
worthy of
We need to
time
be
and
ready for
consideration.
I've been in charge of
That's a
Dawn's
serious
Guard
bummer.
for over 35 years.
I have no idea what I'm looking for. It's just weird quest.
I'm here to lend my magic to the people of Dawnstar,
Are you the court wizard?
if you could call it that. The Jarl can make all the demands in the world. I'm not setting one foot on that battlefield. I fought in the Great War. I cut enough young lives short. I'm not gonna do it again.
You mentioned the Great War.
About 30 years ago, the Aldemary Dominion invaded the Empire. It was a surprise attack. Caught everyone off guard. They ended up sacking the Imperial City. I was there, blasting apart young elven men and women with fireballs and lightning bolts. By Akatosh, all the blood, the smell of flesh burned and pulled apart by magic. I never want to do that to another soul, ever again.
Okay.
Back to another fine day in Dawnstar.
Find evidence linked to the vampire. Okay, it sent me in here. I had a quest marker, and now I don't. I don't know what to do. And it's probably gonna send me right back in there if it can, right? Correct?
Don't cross me, elf.
I talked to everyone. I looked everywhere. Try again. Let me see if the
There's
Jarl
no honor in
himself
being
will
a
say
Jarl's
anything.
servant.
No empire is going to take the Jarlship away from this son of Skyrim.
Okay, I know I've said this before. You're in danger of vampires infiltrated your courts.
That's quite a bold claim. I'd need proof before I could possibly accept it.
Okay.
Don't bother me again unless it's important.
I don't know where to find proof.
Yes?
The visiting advisor is obviously
Yeah?
the bad guy. Won't
Concerns
talk.
about the safety of Dawnstar.
Safety?
His advisor won't talk.
My
Wolfric
family has
won't
served
talk.
Skull Felgate's
Safety?
family.
What is this about,
I
Jarl?
don't see any quest
Pledging
items
more
or
and more of our
notes.
guard to the front lines. The way this is going, we won't be able to defend our own borders.
Nonsense. The best place for our men is driving the Imperials back. I will ensure that
Looking
men
behind
from
things,
Dawnstar get
under
every
things, they should
opportunity
just-
for glory.
Glory is meaningless if they have no home to return to. I urge you to lower our commitments to the front until I'm sure we're safe.
I won't have you rob our soldiers of their chance to drive out the Empire. I'm done discussing this, Jarl.
Aren't you over there? I've got my eye on you, obvious vampire being obvious. I don't see anything else I could do. I think it's just a radiant quest. I'm going
I'm
to
Scald's
hide
house
it
Carl,
and
head
move on.
of his guard in Dawnstar.
I'll reconsider
My
trying to
only
do
aim
it.
is to keep the peace. I served in the Great War against the Thalmor. I remember how bravely a legionnaire can fight.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hide Jarl's Justice. I might look it up later. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to try this later. I'm gonna have to go back to the I'm gonna have to do a whole thing where I debug the Legacy of the Dragonborn Museum. So I'm gonna have to go back, do some research to find enough to reconstruct a Snow Elf crown, a Dwemer relief carving, and a Morrowind Dwemer bowl. And if I can buy enough fragments for it, then I will make these. But it's probably gonna take like 10 minutes of crafting maintenance stuff. So I'm going to do this later. And I'm going to try to take that time also to see if finishing this clears up the society members to do other quests, and if that's the case, I will report that back. But right now, I'm going to do something else. Windward Ruins. I believe this is Bittercup. But I'm not sure.
Get down! That was excellent.
It's a weird quest. I'll do it, but I don't really see the point to it. It's sort of like it kind of gives you something and takes away something, and I'd rather be given something and not have something taken away. Azarain's Journal. Okay, it's blocked for a second. Let me wait for it to scroll. The investigation has moved slowly, but that was to be expected. Townfolk have their own problems, and few pay any mind to the fate of Stendar's chosen. I will write what I've pieced together so far in hopes it provides more clarity. From what I've gathered, Fenric came to Dawnstar to investigate rumors of Daedra worship. There was some thought that this cult was the source of the town's recurring nightmares, though it's unclear how much of this is true. Then one night, Fenric disappeared, without a word to the innkeeper or anyone in town. It was then that the other patrols started going missing, also without a trace. Of leads, I have one. The other day, the innkeeper found something curious behind the inn, in the midst of emptying the trash. It was an elven dagger, its blade warm with blood, and upon further examination, tipped with poison. The craft of the blade can mean many things. Perhaps this Daedra cult is elven in origin. Moreover, elven weapons are fashioned from quicksilver, and there is a mine in close proximity. Poison, too, could have originated from a nearby source. It's also likely that our murderer moves at night, when the eyes of the town are blind to their heathen worship. As such, I suspect 3 individuals are possible owners of the blade. Verith the elf, who complains of the cold and yet seems resolute in staying. Harold the miner, who works the ore from which the murder weapon was fashioned. Lastly, Irene the traveler, who seems to know more about alchemy than the proprietress at the pestle. All 3 seem to be active in the small hours, but I can only follow one at a time. Still, doing so will prove useful, as they will either lead me to their place of worship or eliminate themselves as suspects. But first, I must meet the writer of this note. Perhaps they know more about the dagger or have information that can narrow down my search. Okay, no, although Bittercup is in a barrow shaped like this may not be it. I'm not really sure what it is. Activate pedestal? I don't know. It might come up later here in the same spot. We'll see. Okay, I'll also do the craft a piece of Nordic jewelry at a forge. It's just a crafting quest. Locate the Bloodworm Helm. That might be, I think that's in Solstheim too. I'm going to save up some Solstheim stuff and go and do it all at once. I'm going to try to show Madras the... Okay, yeah, let's go do Bethardams. So, this is Kesh, the Queen. We're going to make incense and breathe deep. Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.